Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an eyeshadow tutorial and review on the new Natasha Denona Sunrise Palette. I know Natasha Denona eyeshadows can be quite expensive, but me personally, I love Natasha Denona eyeshadows. They're worth every bit of money that you spend on them, honestly. They are pricey, I know, but I enjoy them so much. The quality is very, very good. The quality is always there for me. They never disappoint me at all. I know there's probably dupes in terms of like the colors and stuff like that. In terms of quality, I don't think there's really a dupe for a Natasha Denona eyeshadow. This is the palette right here. That's the outside of the palette. The inside of the palette is stunning. These are like my favorite types of tones and shades that I love to work with. From experience, I know Natasha Denona shadows. I know the types of formula. I know how they work, how they blend. So I'm hoping that this one lives up to the other shadow palettes that I have from Natasha Denona. See, I believe this one was a little less expensive than her normal palettes because I think the pans do look a little smaller. So I'm gonna see how the shadows blend with my normal eyeshadow base, like how I work with my eyeshadows. I'm gonna see how they work, I'm gonna see how they turn out, and I'll let you guys know all the tea on this eyeshadow palette. Before I get started, please make sure you like this video, go subscribe to my channel, also ring the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post a new video. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the makeup. Okay, so we're like super close up now. I primed my eyes really quick. I did my brows. I used my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is in the shade 3.5. I really like this brow pencil. I cleaned up my brows with my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fairlight Neutral. I have the base on. I don't have it set or anything, so I'm gonna set it really quick with a little bit of translucent powder. Just gonna use my Cover FX translucent powder. So I just do a really light dusting of translucent powder on the eye, just so everything's nice and set. My eyelids, like I've said in previous videos, are like really dry. I think it's because of a allergic reaction I got from eyelash extensions. So they've been like just dry and annoying to deal with. So I'm gonna start now. I think I'm gonna start with a very light shade just to get things popping off. I'm gonna start with the shade Morgan right here. That nice like peachy type of tone. I'm going to take that with my Morphe M441 brush, which is a nice fluffy brush. So I'm going to start off by dusting the shade. I like to deposit a lot of the color on my outer corner and then blend inward. Depositing on the outer corner and blending it inward, doing windshield wiper motions. But when I do windshield wiper motions, I do still do circular motions inward and then I swipe back and forth. So circular motions out here and then swiping back and forth inside the eye. I like to pull my eyeshadows a little bit more outward so my eyes have a more lifted type of look. But everyone has a different eye shape. I just noticed that this is, you know, what works for me. So right off the bat, the shadow is a really nice pigment. This color is gorgeous. Like I said, I don't expect like bad quality from Natasha Denona only because her eyeshadows are really good quality and they are expensive, so you're getting what you pay for. I will say that. It's an investment, I would say, but it's worth the investment. It's so pretty. I'm actually gonna pull up the price really quick to see how much it costs. Okay, so this palette actually retails for $65, which is actually less than what her palettes normally range, but they are smaller pans, I do notice, so maybe that's why it costs a little bit less. Also too, I'm going to show you guys like the kickback situation here. So this is the first shade I use. As you can see, there is some kickback on the pan. It's nothing too like concerning for me because I literally could blow it away and it's fine. I don't personally mind kickback all that much, and I know some people do. So if you do, then that's an issue for you. But it's only kickback in the pan. It's not falling on my skin or anything, as you can see. Just gonna deepen up that peachy shade a little bit. I'm gonna dip into this Glory shade right here. It's like a nice little magenta purpley moment. This is a JH33 brush I'm going to be using to pack the shade in. So So right now I just worried about depositing the color on. Once you get your transition laid down, you want to worry about packing on the color and then blending. If you go in with a deep shade like this and then you blend right away, it could get a little messy. And also too, with the deeper shades, you don't want to go too far in your eye. You kind of want to keep these more out. I mean, you could, if you're going for more of like a smoky look, you could bring it in and dust all over the... I have kind of hooded eyelids, so what helps me when I do my eyeshadow, if I tilt my head back and look down at a mirror, it'll obviously stretch on my eye a little bit and I have a little bit more space to work with rather than if I just look straight ahead, which is what you want to do if you have hooded lids. This is my Morphe R38. This is kind of similar to the one we used in the beginning. With the clean blending brush, I'm going to go ahead and dip back into that Morgan shade, which is the first shade we used. And I'm going to just going to hit the edges right here of that glory shade. Blend the outer corners. So see, it's already looks so much better. Look at this side and look at this side. It's already blending away. Which I am noticing that, well, like I said, I've used her palettes before and like I know how her eyeshadows work, but her eyeshadows are so easy to work with. I mean, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend her palettes only because they're so pricey. So when I blend out my outer corner, I literally have the softest like touch on the brush. I hold my brush down here and then I literally just like lightly do circular motions on the outer corner just because I want to blend the shade. I don't really want to take away the color, and sometimes if you hold it like this, you work too hard. You're putting too much pressure on the eye and it's gonna dust away the color that you just deposited on. I'm noticing it's kind of clinging right here to my outer corner, but I think it's due to the fact that I literally have the driest eyelids in the world right now. So I don't think it's the eyeshadow, because on this eye it's still like blended pretty well. This side's blending, but like, you see what I mean? It's kind of like stuck in like a little patch right here. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep blending. I'm gonna go back in with my JH33 brush, which is the brush that we used to deposit the color. I'm gonna dip back into the glory shade. We're gonna deepen up the color once again since we blended it out. But this time what I'm gonna do is I'm kind of gonna do like slightly like swiping motions a little bit just to keep everything blended, but you wanna still deposit your color. Get my blending brush. So with eyeshadow blending, it's a lot of back and forth. If you don't go back and forth with your eyeshadows, it's gonna turn out not as pretty as if you're actually taking your time blending the shadow. I'm bringing it in a little bit more now. So I'm gonna go back and forth between the fluffy brush and the JH33 brush. I'm just gonna go back and forth. This has no extra product on it, by the way. It's just whatever was left on the brush. So I'm gonna just start bringing in that shade. No extra product, just literally blending what I have on my lid already. With eyeshadow, it looks a little funky. It always does until you're like finished. But so far the shadows are really easy for me to blend. I'm not having any issues specifically, so it looks really nice so far. So I am hoping it stays that way. I'm gonna take a little bit of, and don't mind this brush, it's not dirty, it's just stained. This is my JH35 brush from Jaclyn Hill and Morphe. Dip into the Jasper shade right here. This one, and I'm gonna use it to kind of blend out a little bit and also kind of deepen the color a little bit. It's gonna change the color, but I want to see what it does. So I'm literally just like going over that whole glory shade that we put on, and you may think like, oh, why are you doing that? Like, that's like a waste of like putting the glory shade on, but it's not, because when you mix colors, it's gonna give you a different outcome. Rather, if I just put this Jasper shade on, it would give me a completely different color than me mixing it. So it's not a waste. Building a product on top of product is actually better. Gonna give you a way more better outcome in my opinion. So just like building shadows up, it always works. So I'm gonna continue blending with that Jasper shade. Like I said, I'm packing it literally like I was packing the Glory shade, and I'm just sweeping it across. Again, blending with the fluffy brush. You just want to keep blending the edges. You want a really nice smooth blend on the shadows. You don't want things to look like, you know, one color next to the other. You want all the colors to blend. So I'm taking my JH33 brush again, the one we use for the Glory shade, and I'm gonna dip it back into the Glory shade. I'm gonna mix it a little bit with the Jasper shade and dust it off, and I'm just gonna focus on the outer corner. So I dipped it 3 times into the Glory shade and 2 times into the Jasper shade, and I dusted off the excess. Back with my fluffy brush, I'm just gonna blend everything out. I'm gonna take actually that Morgan shade, the one we started off with, and I'm gonna take it on a packing brush. This is a Makeup Shack T53 brush. I'm gonna take the Morgan shade, the one we started off with, and see how that looks. I'm gonna see the vibe. So I'm just kind of packing that on the lid. These shadows are so pretty. They're so buttery. They're so smooth to blend. I literally have had no tough time whatsoever blending the shadow, even though I do have like a little bit of a dry lid situation going on. I've had no tough time blending the shadow. So I'm gonna go back in with my Jaclyn Hill brush, the one I did the Glory shade with. Literally just dipping into the Glory shade now, and I'm going to kind of like feather it a little bit more, blending it with that Morgan shade. I'm gonna dip into the Morning shade right here, the one next to Jasper, and I'm gonna actually put that on my inner corner along with that Morgan shade. I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm gonna use the opposite side that this is Morgan, this is the Morning. Press it onto here, and then I'm just gonna slide it. So I think I'm done with the eyes for right now. I usually don't pop on my inner corner shade until I have my foundation and stuff ready. So I'm gonna do my base on camera, but I'm gonna speed it up. So you guys will still be seeing it, but I'm gonna do it off of camera. So I'll be back. So I'm actually gonna work on the under eye now. I'm gonna go back into my Natasha Denona palette. I'm actually gonna line my waterline. I'm gonna be using the Marc Jacobs liner. This is the gel eyeliner pencil, and this is in the shade Brownie. I'm gonna take a flat and definer brush. This is my Morphe M432. I'm gonna actually dip into that glory shade, the first magenta shade that we use. Since that is one of the darkest shades that we use, I always go in with the darkest shade first, and I put that closest to my waterline, and then I blend out with the lighter shades. So right now you kind of just want to place the color. Don't worry about blending because it does look really harsh. So I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to dip into the shade Jasper right here. This orangey burnt orange shade we did. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Just put it really close. But I'm going to keep this one more on the outer corner. I'm not going to bring it in all the way. This is a smaller brush. This is my Morphe M506 brush. It's a really small detailed crease brush. I'm gonna take the shade Morgan, which is the peachy shade that we applied on the lid and as our transition shade. I'm gonna take that, dust it off, and I'm going to start blending out. Like I said, you're gonna look weird because you don't have any lashes on or anything, and I know I look kind of deathly, especially because I don't have any bronzer on or anything, but just wait, she's gonna come together. So I popped some mascara on. I'm actually gonna pop on the inner corner color right now. I'm gonna do the color Citrine right here, which is that yellow shade. And I'm gonna pop it in my inner corner. I'm gonna take this e.l.f. blending eye brush. This is a really, really small brush. And I'm gonna take that Citrine shade and really saturate it on this brush. And I'm going to just pop it in the inner corner. See how I like it? So I'm packing it on the inner corner, but as I'm doing that, I'm kind of blending it into the other shadows up top here. Yeah, I just feel weird like just having a matte inner corner. So I am gonna pop a shimmer in the inner corner, but I'll probably just pop my highlighter shade in my inner corner. Please ignore the fact that I only have one lash on, the other one's dry. Okay, so this is the finished look with my face and everything done. I decided to leave the inner corner actually matte. Once I put my lashes on, everything just came together. It looks so good. Such a good palette. It's really, really good. I know it's a little bit more on the pricier side, but if you do want to splurge, I really do recommend this palette. The colors were so easy to blend. Gorgeous colors in the palette. I feel like these are colors that a lot of people wear. You could also like create so many looks with this. I'm going to show it one more time. you create more of like on this side, like this whole area is more of like, you know, like a neutral, like everyday type of look. You create more like dark rusty looks with these like more like rustier tones. It's just this palette overall is stunning. The shimmers, I swatched them. I didn't end up using a shimmer only because I did want to keep it matte. The pop of yellow in the inner corner looks gorgeous. All in all, I recommend the palette. It's freaking bomb. 10 out of 10. 12 out of 10. Go buy it if you want to splurge. If you want to splurge. If you don't want to splurge, then don't get it. There's a lot of, you know, palettes out there that are affordable. You could get the same type of tones. You're not going to get the same quality, I will say, but the tones are similar. If you could work with it, then fine. They're really, really easy to work with. If you're a beginner, they do sell some small palettes, which I think have about 5 different shades in them. They are cheaper, not super affordable, again, because you're only getting 5 eyeshadows, but the quality is there, you guys. The quality is amazing in these Natasha Denona shadows. Like I've said before, this is not the first time I've used a Natasha Denona palette. The quality is beyond your expectations. I never have had an issue with the Natasha Denona palette. She's always pulled through. The blendability is amazing. It's really easy, and like you guys saw, I literally use Morphe brushes the entire time. Like, you don't need these like high-end brushes. The Morphe brushes work blending out these like bougie ass shadows. Gorgeous palette, stunning mattes, and I feel like the shimmers always pull through. Like the shimmers for every company pretty much always pull through. The mattes is where you get issues, and these mattes are stunning. Super buttery, super smooth, super creamy, super high pigment, really blendable too. I did not experience any fallout either, you guys, and that's really important, especially if you are the type of person who does your base first and then goes in to do your eyeshadow. That is really important because you don't want any fallout on your base after you've done all that base work. But all in all, great palette. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like this video. Comment down below, are you gonna end up splurging on this palette, or are you just gonna be like, a little too much for you? Comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this palette. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also ring the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post a new video. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys. Hope you have a good one. Bye.